What is going on, mortals? Mortal T here, and today we're going to talk about Ark and what is going on with it, what is the state of Ark right now, and what can we basically expect in the future. Because if you haven't noticed already, Ark has gone like downhill, that I want to say. You've probably noticed as well, if you do watch a lot of YouTubers who do play Ark and record the videos and post them and everything, you probably notice that your favourite YouTubers have slowed down on their Ark content. And there is reasons for this. Ark is slowly dying. It's just what happens to games. So yeah, Ark is coming to the end of its life cycle, so to speak. All games have a life cycle, and it looks like Ark is nearing its very soon. Now, don't get me wrong, there is still content to come out for Ark, but it's slowed down so much that YouTubers like me and other YouTubers that do content on Ark, they just can't do videos that much because there's nothing new, there's nothing different. It's basically all the same, and most of it's been covered. So that is what we're going to be talking about, is Ark in general, how it's coming to the end of its life cycle. Like I said, it has got another piece of DLC to come out this year. Which will bring its audience or population or players back up again just for that little piece of DLC. But if it's anything to go by, Aberration didn't do that well, if you noticed. It really didn't do that well. It lasted for, I want to say, 2 to 3 months. That content was out on it, and it was really new and it was really good. But Aberration had a really big learning curve. It was really hard. If you was just starting off an Ark, Aberration was not the map to start off on, because it was harder than any other map. It really is. So yeah, that's the only piece of DLC that is coming. That's content wise. That's going to be content heavy. That means new maps, new creatures, new mechanics, new items, and so on and so forth. That is going to be the biggest content update that we will receive this year, and it will be the final biggest content update that we will see for Ark. Now, ever since Ark came out, they have been posting updates. And throughout the history of Ark, when it first began, they've been making promises that they just cannot keep. They've been giving us release dates that they haven't stuck by because it's been delayed here or there, and so on and so forth. So I've got a bit of information right here for you mortals. This is what Jack said. We are taking a step back in a bit to regard saying X is being worked on or Y is being worked on, and keeping things more general. Historically, we have been overzealous in sharing specific development plans, which end up being delayed, and that leads to frustration from everyone, including the players and ourselves. So there you go, they've just admitted it. We want to get out the habit of making promises that we may not be able to keep. So there you have it. They've just admitted that they did hype a lot of stuff up, and they didn't keep to the deadlines they set themselves. Like they said, there has been stuff been delayed, and a lot of frustration has just come out just because they said it's going to be out on such and such a date, and it hasn't come out. So a lot of the community did get onto them about, you shouldn't make these promises if you can't keep them. You should not give us a specific date, but give us a varied date. Say between such and such and such and such. That's what they should say. And the last couple of months or so, I do believe that they have been doing that, even though they still haven't been sticking to it, which is kind of stupid. But that's about it. Then they just go talk about bug reports, blah 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 blah. And that's about it. They basically just says, yo, we hold our hands up. We've made promises that we haven't kept, and we really don't want to do it no more. So we're gonna take a step back, and once we know exactly what we can do, we're gonna tell you. Now, honestly, they haven't exactly been keeping this promise, and we'll get to that in a second. But there's another thing that I want to address as well, how Ark is slowly dying. And if you've been known Ark for a while, you know they have their own website, which is this. It's survivetheark.com. And they post community crunches and contests, and there's loads of other stuff. Now, this is what a community crunch usually looks like. It gives you a bit of information on what's going on and so on and so forth. And then you got the contests down here with video. Well, these are pictures, really good pictures, and different video ideas that people, and some people win, some people don't. It's just a contest, is what you expect. But this is also going towards why Ark is slowly dying. This bit of information right here. Going forward, we are going to be pausing our weekly community contests. So there you have it. So if you make a really good video, or you take a really good picture and you usually submit it to this, you won't be able to because they're stopping it. They literally are stopping it. We've been looking at new ways which we can directly engage the community, and as well as sharing the best content for you guys, produce, blah 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 blah. We have enjoyed hosting these contests, and they say that they're trying to come up with something that is a bit more direct, that will engage the fans of Ark a bit more. Because over the past year or so, these contests, the people who have been going to these contests and submitting their stuff has become fewer and fewer and fewer people have been doing it. And this is why they have closed it down, because they just haven't got enough people producing the content anymore to keep these contests up and running. So that adds to where Ark is slowly dying. They can't keep up their own content from other people that submit it. There isn't enough people that submit it anymore. So that means less people playing it and less people being bothered to do content on Ark. So yeah, there you have it. Now, I've also got some other information about what is going on. But first, I have got a bit of good news, mortals. Really have. Which is here. This is going to be the newest update to Ark for the console, that is. And that is the TLC Pass 2. Which includes Ontaris, Parasaur, Raptor, Spinosaurus, Sarco, and the Spino, the Trike. That is going to be like the last content update for a really, really good while. Now, I still want to address something. Where was that bit of information I had? So this patch has been on the cards for a while. It's been out for PC for a really good while now, and they've always said that they've planned it for mid-April, which is fair enough. But down here they said they were going to take a step back, and they didn't want to overexcite us and make predictions that they couldn't keep to. But yet again, they said mid-April, and now if you actually go over to the patch notes, it now says the week of the 23rd of April, which is like the last week in April. It's not mid-April, it's the end of April. So yet again, they haven't stuck to what they have said. They haven't taken a step back. They just said, hopefully, this is what they should have said for an ETA. It should be out by the end of April. I'm not saying the week of such and such, especially, they said the week of the 16th last time this was updated, and that's gone. It's just gone, and now they're saying the week of the 23rd of April, which is the end of April, not the middle, it's the end. So they're still not keeping up with what they said here. They're trying to take a step back and they don't want to blah 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 blah. No. Ark is slowly dying. They can't even get their people to work on it properly. So yeah, this is going to be the last bit of content that you will see coming out for Ark in a good while. And we've got a bit more information here. Okay. That's it for this update, guys. We hope you enjoyed the new changes and we can't wait to see your feedback. As mentioned previously, we are targeting a console release for the update in mid-April, but it's not. And keep you posted on a more accurate release date once we get closer to submission of the patch, blah blah blah. A bit more news for Primitive Plus. We have a bit more time to work on Primitive Plus. It have missing Ingrams for the DLC, blah blah blah. Now that the TLC Pass 2 has been released, we are turning our focus more directly on bug fixes and quality of life improvements for the core game in the weeks ahead. So there you have it. What their focus is on is bug fixes and quality of life improvements. So no actual content update whatsoever. After this TLC pass, once console have got it, they're gonna be focused on more bug fixes than anything else. That is what they're going to be focused on, and they said weekly bug fixes. And this means that Ark has still got a lot of bugs and a lot of problems in the game. And that goes on to people getting less and less interested in Ark and not playing it anymore. And it results in Ark is slowly dying yet again. There's nothing else I'm going to say. Ark is coming to the end of its life cycle. Ark has been going strong for many years now. But, like I said at the beginning of the video, all games have a life cycle. Some are better than others and some are just worse than others. But Ark is coming to the end of its game cycle or life cycle, whatever you want to call it. The only thing that will push players back into the game is the DLC, the last DLC for Ark, which will be coming out this year. And don't get me wrong, I will be playing the DLC. I know if you've been watching my channel for a while now, you've probably been noticing that I've been playing Ark less and less. Well, you've been seeing videos on Ark less and less. And that is true. I have not played Ark for a good few months. So yeah, the videos that you have been seeing, my building videos on rafts and stuff, that's been recorded for a good while now. All I've been trying to do is trying to stretch out the Ark content on my channel, because a lot of people came to my channel because of the Ark content that I was putting out there. But as Ark is slowly dying, there isn't any content to do. Everything's been covered, especially for people who play on console. Now, I want to get this across. Most of your favourite YouTubers have really good computers that can run Ark with a dozen mods going at the same time, which makes the gameplay different. And they can afford to do that. But people who play on consoles, they do not have access to mods to keep them interacting with the game. Slowly, people on console have started getting bored of Ark just because there's nothing new. So what I'm trying to say is the videos that you are going to be seeing on other YouTubers' channels is Ark, but it will be played on the PC and it will be with mods, because mods add more to the game. But as I play on Xbox, all the content has been covered. It really has. There's nothing new we can do whatsoever. Someone might have a really good idea here and there, but it will not last long, and you'll probably see 1 or 2 videos on it, and that's about it. So basically, just a heads up, Ark is slowly dying. You will start to see a lot less Ark content on my channel, and I mean a lot. It'll probably come to the point where I will stop doing Ark content until the DLC is released for Ark, and then you'll probably see more videos on my channel about the DLC. But once that was all worked through, you will see no Ark content on my channel. I am trying to move away from Ark because it is slowly dying. I'm trying to go into other games. Sea of Thieves. I've been playing a lot of Sea of Thieves, and that's a really cool game. It came out this month. There's still a lot to do with it. It's at the beginning of its game cycle, and coming in May, there is it's going to be loads and loads of updates for it. So I know this has gone discussion about my channel and everything, but I'm going to speak really close to my mic now, so this might be a bit bad, but Ark is dying. So that is what is happening with Ark, and that's where Ark is going. It's going nowhere at this present moment in time. It really isn't. So I hope you enjoyed this little natter about Ark, but I hope you just keep watching my videos no matter what I post. And if you do, I want to thank you for your amazing support. But that's it.